Yo, what up? We back at it again. Ray Ray's podcast, live from the 9th floor of Hello Studios, beautiful downtown Dallas. It's your boy Ray, and I got a guest co-host in the building. Let me introduce y'all to the man. He's a toxic king right now. If you still on if you still on IG, you seen our video. That shit's still going viral. Yo, shout out to the man Mario in the building, riding shotgun. What up, fam?
What's going on, guys? Good to be back.
Welcome back. Talk to us real quick about all the people that give you shit on social media for your thoughts.
I mean, I kind of felt like I was going to get positive and negative feedback. I mean, it just comes with it, posting stuff online. Not everybody's going to agree with what you say or do, but I got to stand firm on my beliefs.
Yeah, I got to turn my phone off. I'm tired of notifications, bro. We're going to introduce our guest in just a second. But thank y'all for tuning in again. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. All of our channels on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you're following us. Real quick PSA, man. Recently, all the stuff that happened with Takeoff, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, first of all. It's got me thinking about some stuff. If there's a favorite artist you want to see in concert, don't hesitate. Go see them, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. Life is crazy, so, go do that. I remember recently when PNB Rock got killed, like a few months before, I was like, man, I'm going to go see him in concert. I was like, I'll see him next time or whatever. I don't have that opportunity, so go see these people while you can. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, rest in peace to him and his family, all right? So real quick, this is, time of the show where, we say these words of affirmation. Say these positive things. So if you're having a rough day, rough week, we can, restart that, all right? Mario, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this, all right? So in case nobody told you today, hey, you're beautiful, you're loved, you're needed, you're alive for a reason. Hey, you're stronger than you think. You're going to get through this. See, we're all glad you're alive, and don't give up. So when you keep saying positive words to yourself, when these situations, pop up, you'll be Gucci, baby.
Oof, I love that.
Man, so, let's do that. All right, so let's introduce today's guest, all right? So, Mario hooked me up, with this episode. He set the foundation, He laid the assist, and I came in and, alley-ooped it, Today, we've got, a supermodel in the building. She's a video vixen. Yeah. She does media. She interviews a bunch of celebrities. Yo, everyone give a Ray Ray's podcast. Welcome to Miss Linda in the building. What's up?
Linda.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you for the invite.
Of course. I'm glad you were able to come pull up on us.
Of course.
What's been going on in your world?
Just working a lot, staying busy, traveling. A little bit of everything.
Where you been traveling to?
I just got back from New York.
How was that?
It was really good. I had actually never went whenever it's not cold, and it wasn't cold, so I was excited about it.
Yeah, don't go when it's cold. I made that mistake once.
Me too.
Trash.
Me too.
Overrated.
Not it. Not it. New York is not it when it's cold.
But let's dive right into this, all right? You ready?
Let's go.
All right, so tell the people what it is that you do, because I see like you do like a lot of stuff. Tell everyone everything you do.
So I model. I also appear in a couple of videos. I interview celebrities, and I recently got into acting.
Okay, so what got you into all of those things?
I would say modeling set the foundation for me to get into all of that. I started modeling, and then from there I went into music videos. Then from there I started interviewing people, and now I'm into acting. Okay. Well, I'm getting into acting. It's still very brand new to me.
Okay, so what was some like your first like publications for modeling? Could you say you started off modeling? Like what all places was your pictures and stuff published? Music videos. Tell us all the stuff you done been.
Okay, so I started modeling a couple years back, and it was basically I was helping a friend out. She wanted to get started on her photography portfolio. So she took some pictures of me. After that, I posted them online, and people started reaching out to me. From there, I worked on my portfolio, and then I started charging. After that, I got into music videos. I've been in Yella Beezy's video, Trap Boy Freddy. I'm also a lot in the Latin market, so which would be like Esteban Gabriel, Los Gemelos de Sinaloa. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a lot of music videos.
Okay. So, people be approaching you for music videos. How many like scammers and stuff that hit you up like, hey yo, I want you this video, and it turned out not to be what it's supposed to be, because scammers be scamming, right, bro?
It turns out they just want to take her on a date. There's like no video whatsoever lined up.
It's like a fake set.
Yo.
She pulls up to the set. It ain't even a fucking real set, bro.
It's a dinner. It's a candlelit dinner.
Right. Has that happened to you? Something like that? No.
I've had people schedule meetings and then not talk about anything
Business.
that had to do, not anything business, and just talk to me.
About what? What's your favorite color?
Stuff like that, yeah. What's your favorite color?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, if you want to book her, make sure you're really booking her for business. I mean, unless you got a side hustle where you take. I'm joking.
Well, I can actually weed them out now. Like I can kind of tell. Can I cuss? I can tell if somebody's bullshitting or not. I work with certain like directors now, and I've been working with them for years. So usually anybody that they send me, I usually know that by the time it gets to me, that it's somebody like taking it serious. If it's somebody just reaching out to me, I'll kind of I'll test them. I'll like look at their profile, see if they're really about it. You can tell a lot about a person's profile.
What do you look for when you do that?
If it's a manager, I make sure that he's actually managing, and it's not just like pictures of himself.
Okay. Because usually they'll put like their business information right on their bio.
Yeah. I'll ask around. Like I'll see if he's worked with certain directors, or if we have any people in common. I'll reach out to him like, hey, do you know this guy? Weed him out. If I really have now, if I really feel like he's bullshitting, well, most of the time now I ask for a deposit anyways. So just to like set the day apart.
Hey, I'm curious. So these music videos, because sometimes they're not. You gotta fly, right? You gotta travel for these
Yes.
music videos. Do they pay for that too?
Yes.
Must be nice.
Mario over here trying to instigate, bro. You starting stuff right here.
Why are you being toxic right now?
Just a little bit.
But I mean, that's honestly, that's the benefits of being a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Today's now and age, yo, I want you to fly me to Miami. You fly me to New York. I'm not saying that's what happened when you got to New York. First of all, but
Well, I did get flown out to New York, but it was for like a trailer premiere.
well, yeah, I'm saying like another reason to get flown out. But you get flown out, all right?
Yeah.
But let's move on because we could dive into this shit all
Right.
fucking day, all right?
Instigating.
No.
So
Uh-huh.
you said you did a lot of stuff like in the Latin community, like far as like videos and music and stuff like that. There's like been like a really big boom for like the Latin community. Like for instance, the biggest artist probably with Bad Bunny right now.
Yes, Bad Bunny.
Everybody knows Bad Bunny. My homeboy Rome, shout out Big Rome. we in the club, we joke. He's like, "Yo, play Bad Bunny." He's Bad Bunny. So how does that feel being being a Latina? You know what I'm saying? How does that feel to see that like popularity right now?
It feels great. I've always been very proud of my roots and where I come from, and I feel like when I was younger, it wasn't really the Latin music wasn't really showcased the way it is now. I feel like now people know more about it. So I feel like living in a time where Latin music is super popping, and it's not just Latin people listening to it, it's also people from other ethnicities. I think it's a great thing.
Like I could tell you a Bad Bunny song, but I don't know any of the words. I'm like, oh, that sounds like Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I know
By the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sound. I know he's got one song called Booker T. That's pretty much That's,
Man, that's a banger right there.
Yeah.
don't understand one word of it. Okay. So we talked about that. Okay. So we talked about modeling for a little bit here. All right. So I want to dive deep into this. I want to get, what is your definition of a model? Man, we live in a society now where people post pictures of Instagram, and they consider them modeling. What do you define as modeling?
Well, it's so different now because now there's different types of modeling. Before, like I want to say back in the 90s, you could only do a certain type of modeling, and there was like a specific body type. And I feel like social media changed that a lot. So now you have plus size models. You have different sizes. You have girls doing runway that are not 5'9". Look, I've done runway and I'm 5'2". Like in the 90s, that wouldn't have happened. So I feel like now the modeling industry is more open to giving different sets of people a chance to model. So it's changed a lot. I just feel like it all comes down to work ethic and exactly how you go about things. I feel like that can define whether somebody's a model or not.
So what are your thoughts on the quote-unquote Instagram model? So, like, what are your thoughts about that?
I don't see anything bad about it. I feel like a lot of people try to knock it down sometimes, but a lot of Instagram models, like quote-unquote, they're making money. So you can't knock their hustle. So just because you're not signed to an agency doesn't mean that you're not making money.
Yo, can I give an opinion on that?
Yeah.
And I feel like I agree with you, right? I think the way social media, the way it's been moving over the years, I think it's just making it easier for people to get out there. You know, whereas, like you said earlier, sometime way back in the day, you had to go through agencies, you had to get published, this and that. So in my opinion, when I see, all these Instagram models and this and that, I don't hate on that. I just think, hey, if you know how to market it and work it, that's your portfolio right there. And you can literally just market yourself.
Yeah.
Without even having to go through an agency.
Yeah, your social media now also serves as your portfolio. So.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay, so do you think, a quick question for you, do you think you should have pictures or anything published to call yourself a model?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. I think in order for you to call yourself a model, you should have a portfolio established. I think, have a portfolio established. Like, don't go up to a photographer and try to charge them, and then they ask you to see your work, and you don't have anything to show.
Okay, would you consider like your Instagram profile a portfolio?
No, like have like physical, like portfolio, like physical pictures that you can hand somebody and be like, this is my work.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because I feel like a lot of people, I see a lot of photographers, what they do is they use their Instagram pages as a portfolio, kind of like an online portfolio type of thing. So.
Yeah. But also a lot of them also have like a website you can check out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So with this being a digital world now, do those still physical portfolio pictures still hold weight in a digital world?
They do. Like if you go into a casting, they're like a professional casting, they're gonna ask to see a pitch, like an actual physical picture of you. Mm-hmm. If you tell them, go look at my Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
They see the problem is with that is that they're seeing so many girls that if you tell them, go look at my Instagram, okay, they're not gonna forget. But then they have this pictures of them in front of them. You're gonna be like, okay, I remember this girl. Yeah. So it's more like for that. Obviously, a lot of photographers nowadays, like they look at your work through your Instagram and they use that as a portfolio. But if you're going into more of a professional setting, you kind of want to have something physical to show. It just helps you be remembered more. Like they're seeing a lot of pretty faces, so it makes it easier for them.
All right. So real quick, what's the difference between having your pictures, like a fashion print modeling versus, like the social media advertising modeling? What do you think the difference is between the two?
Fashion print is usually more editorial, whereas in Instagram it can kind of be more general.
Okay. So do you define the difference between modeling and influencing?
Yes, there is a difference. I believe there is a difference.
And what's your definition between the two, between influencing and modeling?
Because you could be a great model and not a great influencer. And you can be a great influencer but not a great model. It's just different things. You're influencing people to do a certain thing, to buy a certain product. Whereas a model can probably do the same, but they're going more their looks.
Okay. So
now, if you have both, then that's even better. A lot of people have both. They both influencers and models.
Okay. So, you've done a lot of projects. Has there been a project that you worked on that's kind of made you nervous? Did you ever feel any uncomfortableness or nervousness on a set?
When I interviewed Snoop Dogg, I was really nervous.
Why were you nervous?
Because it was a huge interview for me, and I was barely getting started in interviews, and it just kind of got like, all right, you're gonna interview Snoop Dogg in 2 weeks. And as much as I appreciated it, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna interview Snoop Dogg in 2 weeks. So I had to prepare for that, and I was really, really nervous.
Yo, let me ask you though, because when you hit me up that you wanted to collaborate, you were nervous, right? Working with me?
I was so nervous,
Yeah,
Mario.
I knew it.
I was, oof. How'd you know?
I don't know.
You just felt it?
But we had a good time. That was a good collaboration.
Yeah.
She's practicing in the mirror. You ever seen Kevin Hart? Tell her, mind her.
Right.
She's practicing in the mirror like, okay,
That's
hey,
what it
Snoop. No, I'm joking. Okay. So what's your favorite project you've worked on?
One of my favorite projects that I've worked on was Esteban Gabriel's music video. Esteban Gabriel is a Mexican singer from Houston.
I'm curious. How did that come about?
How'd that come about? We met at a SMO tour. You know what that is? The Smoke Out tour. During the pandemic. Yeah, during the pandemic. And we were all backstage, and he just came up to, we met, and he's like, I would like you to be in one of my videos. So
Nice.
he was already following me. We were already following each other for a while.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So what projects are you currently working on right now?
I have a couple of interviews coming up. I might interview, I can't think. I have a couple of interviews coming up this month. A couple of Mexican artists that I'm going to interview, and a big hip hop artist. And then I'm also in House of Dolls.
Okay.
Which is it's like a movie. We just did the trailer premiere in Queens. So.
Is that a scary movie?
Yeah, it's a scary movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you probably the victim that dies, right?
No.
The character that dies. No.
I can't say.
Okay.
What's my favorite what?
We just have to wait and see.
So after that, what else you got lined up after that?
After House of Dolls?
Mm-hmm.
I have another movie that I'm probably going to start working on, but that's not until next year. So just a lot of interviews lately. I have a couple of music videos coming up. There's some other projects, but can't really talk about that.
All right. So, you're talking about, you've interviewed people, you've been in the media. Now, we've seen all the stuff that's been going on with Kanye, he, saying all this stuff. Now being a part of media, how important is it to basically having to watch what you say and be careful what you say? How important is that nowadays?
It's very important because I feel like cancel culture is so big right now. So anything you say can be taken the wrong way, even if you don't mean it like that. So it's very important. Even me, when I ask questions, I make sure I'm not making anybody feel uncomfortable, because everybody's kind of tense right now, and they're watching what they say, and everybody's really careful right now what they say.
Yeah.
Not me. I love making people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As we can see from the steady
I know.
replies I'm getting on Instagram, we know you like to make people uncomfortable. All right, cool. So we got this part of the show. I think it's the fun part of the show. It's called Slow Down. We just want to get to know you. This is brought to you by Lyrically Correct. It's a music trivia game. If you feel like you're lyrically correct, go to lyricallycorrect.com, type in promo code Ray, get 20% off, and check out Linda. Later on, we play Lyrically Correct with her. But this is the Slow Down segment, all right? So are you ready for this? We're gonna ask you some questions,
All right, let's go.
kind of off the wall to really, feel you out, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So real quick, where can people find you on social media? And again, shout out all the projects you want them to go check out.
Okay, you guys can find me on Instagram at Linda Heidy DTX. Also, make sure to check out House of Dolls. And you guys can also check out my interviews on Instagram as well at Bobby D Presents, and YouTube at Bobby D Presents. and Uncle Snoop's Army.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of dudes going to be watching this or watching this right now currently. And they're interested and they're curious. Hey, what is your love language?
My love language. What are the love languages? What is it? Touch?
Physical touch,
Physical touch.
words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service. I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I would say physical touch and words of affirmation.
Is that the way you like to receive or give love?
Receive.
Receive.
Yeah.
So how do you give love?
How do I give love? Physical touch and words of affirmation.
Okay.
I get the same way I receive, I guess.
Okay, so both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I was talking to Mario about this. We're currently working on a project coming soon. It's called Men versus Women 2. And I don't know if y'all remember, about almost 2 years ago, we did this project. Yeah, we're bringing it back here real soon. We're still working it out. So I want to ask you some questions that, we kind of going to be asking doing this Men versus Women. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's go. All right. So first question. This is kind of a popular thing going on right now. Give us your thoughts on the advice Mario gave in his episode on dating, because, like I said, that video still gets comments to this day. What were your thoughts? Because I remember you commented, you put the little handwriting emoji like you were taking notes. So give us your thoughts and notes you took down off of that, all right?
What advice did you give? Remind me again.
I was talking about how
How you test people?
Yeah, when I date, I test and screen girls out.
How you go 3 days without texting them?
Well, see, it's not even like that. I feel like
What's it like?
How do I explain this? Because a lot of people feel like the way I explained it was I was playing games. You know what I mean? But like I said, I do kind of very early on. I like to give a little bit of space in between the dates, and just to see how the girl's gonna react. Because I'm telling you, some people got abandonment issues. They got all these little traumas and this and that. And if you know how to test for these things, you can tell pretty early on who you need to stay away from. And it's not talked about a lot, but girls do this too. Y'all do this subconsciously, even. When you guys go on a date, y'all don't text guys for a day or two. Y'all wait for him to hit you up.
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is I'm playing that Uno reverse card, you know?
I think I think the way you worded it was what got people going. I think everybody does it. Everybody does that because, you analyze a person and you kind of see how they're moving the very first few days. I don't think you should have to text your partner, especially whenever you're in the talking stage. Text enough to show that you're interested, but also don't. If you have to text them back every hour, or every minute. If they start tripping, if they haven't heard from you in 2 hours, it's like.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is I feel like a lot of us, especially being adults now, we're just busy.
Yeah.
Most of us, at least, should be busy, right?
Yeah.
So when you come across a guy or a girl like that that's tripping because you haven't texted them back in an hour or two, it's like, whoa, chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So would you say you talk to a lot of girls that just need a lot of reassurance?
Honestly, most of the girls that I've come across need constant attention, constant validation, reassurance. And I feel like that's good and all when you're my girl.
Yeah, but not in the talking stage.
When I'm getting to know you,
I agree. I'm show enough interest to know that you're interested, but don't bother me too much.
Man, but here's the thing, too, also. That can be a double-sided thing, especially with women, all right? So women, you can take a woman out, show her the best time in her life. She will purposely not respond. She wants you to keep hitting her up because women like validation.
Yep.
At the end of the day, y'all love validation. That's what a lot of girls get on dating apps. They're not even really looking for dates and stuff on a dating app. They want to okay, I know, I still got it. Oh, this guy's blowing me up. Look at all these matches I got. They want to feel that validation. Yeah. But now, men are starting to come around and realizing, oh, that's what y'all doing? So wow. I feel like the roles have kind of reversed a little bit. It's, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just men are we're not going to run through these games and these hoops. I don't give a fuck anymore. You're not going to hit me up. On to the next.
Yeah, I mean, there's also a different type of women, so it just depends, the type of women that you're talking to. I feel like you also need to be aware if you're choosing the same type of woman, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so as you know, we live in a world where I say, you know, what the motto is, shoot or shoot. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know, women, well, mainly it was dudes, but now women are doing it just as much too, sliding in people's DMs. What gets a response from you in the DM, and what do you say about those dudes that just message you, hey?
What gets a response? If you come at me correctly, like, don't text me hey. Don't message me hey, because hey. It's just so, like, okay, like,
No,
what?
we need a little more context.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
'Cause,
what?
If the thing is like when you're hitting people up on social media,
Mm-hmm.
you have the chance to look at their profile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before you respond. So for me, the thing is because what you're saying is, don't just hit me up with hey, right?
Yeah.
An average Joe, if he hits you up with a hey, you're gonna overlook him.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get a blue check mark, dude, hitting you up with the same line,
No, still don't hit
and
me up with the hey.
you're more than likely gonna hit him back up.
No,
Stop. Let's be honest here.
I'm being honest.
I feel like the chances will be higher of you responding because, like, oh, this is some, I don't know. I don't know you like that, so I can't really say what you would or wouldn't do, so I'm not going to speculate. But
The chances would be higher, right?
the chances, I think they would be higher if
The
someone.
chances would be higher, but also, like,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because it pops up on your feed faster.
Right. So would
'Cause
you?
it's a blue check mark.
So would you say, you know, having social status and maybe a little bit of clout or whatever people call it nowadays, right? Do you think that plays a role in how, you know, a guy could slide into a girl's DM?
Yeah, like I
DMs.
said, like, I feel like with certain girls, it might work. It just all depends on the woman. Like, with me, like, I don't care if you have clout. I've been with guys with clout. It doesn't, to me, it really doesn't matter. Like, if you're boring and you're dry, then I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to entertain it.
Okay.
But you did mention something that I was going to say. They have the opportunity to check the profile out first
Yep.
before they
Yeah.
respond. Like,
No, yeah.
Is
I mean, and
that
that's-
something really important to you? Like, you're like, okay, let me see what this person's about. But everyone is always going to put their best foot forward on social media.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can't, it's really kind of hard to weed out going based off of social media. So basically, make sure I got this right, come at you correct in your DM, the good chance you're going to respond.
Yes, if you come at me correct.
Her DMs are about to be flooded after this episode.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You know, it's so generalized. Like, what is correct to you? Because something correct could be completely different to somebody else, another girl. You know what I mean? Your correct might be completely different to another girl. So I feel like giving advice out like that to guys, a guy's gonna be like, well, maybe I should hit her up by, hey, let's go out on a date type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
what-
that. Like, hey, you're really beautiful. I would like to take you out. Or, hey, like, just start a conversation. Don't just hate me. I hate dry people.
Them DMs about to be jumping. And I want you to come back and read those DMs on the show after this episode comes out. I want to see I'm talking about immediately. Dudes are going to be jumping off the gate.
Man.
What? She said, just say this. I'm telling you, your shit's about to fucking...
Listen. Let me give the guys some.
Listen, Linda.
Oh my God.
Linda, listen,
Yeah.
listen, Linda.
Let's hear your advice.
Let me give the
Maya.
guys some actual good advice, okay? What you got to do as a guy before you slide into girls' DMs, your game does have to be on point, but you got to curate your profile to make you look interesting. You know, because that's the first thing the girl's going to, when you hit her up, before she replies, she's going to go through your profile and make sure you're at least
Yeah, that's true.
interesting
That's
enough to reply back to.
That's
And
true.
if all you got is pictures of your car, your dog, or the pizza you ate last night, she's probably not going to reply, bro.
Also, if you look like if you follow a bunch of girls, like if most of your followers are just girls, I'm like, kind of like a turn off.
I've heard that before.
Yeah,
I've heard that
it's a
before, like,
turn off.
where girls, like, do, yeah.
Um,
That makes you look thirsty.
it's an ick. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, why do you follow so many girls?
What about if the guy has a bunch of girls that follow him?
Well, that's different because they're following him.
So what does that tell you about him? He's like a wanted guy.
Yeah.
Makes you
He's,
want him, right?
Man, someone
He's
said
so extra.
someone said this recently, and it was in a song, Division. His song is called "If I Get Caught," and he says in the song, "You knew I had hoes before you got with me. You wouldn't want me if another woman didn't want me."
Yeah.
And I feel like that there were women. Women don't want men that other women don't want. It's just a thing.
That's facts.
That's
true.
100% fact.
But it's the same thing with guys.
Nah,
I think it's a little different.
You
it's
think so?
way different.
It's a little different because look, I feel like girls that got a lot of guys after them and this and that. I mean, I guess there's a lot of factors. If I were to look at a girl and she's got a bunch of guys on her ass and this and that, I got to see how she moves with all that attention.
Yeah.
If she's reciprocating all that attention to just anybody and everybody, that's a huge turn off for me, right? Where I think versus a guy that's got a bunch of girls after him, I'm telling you by experience, usually girls like that, And it's funny because I just learned there's a term. It's actually called pre-selection. So you guys ever notice when, as a guy, you're single, you got no girl, almost nobody, pays attention. But as soon as you pop up with a girl and then she's a baddie, everybody comes out of the woodworks, right? Pre-selection. So they see you with a good-looking girl, and in their head, women's heads, they're like, man, what does he got? What is she?
They want to find
I
out.
want to find out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So guys, get you some pretty girlfriends, befriend them, and then all the girls is gonna come to you.
Oh, who
Don't
is
play
she?
games though. Don't play games though, because that can also be a turn off. If a girl's looking for something serious, it's gonna be a turn off. If she sees you constantly entertaining other girls or constantly around other girls. Now, if a girl's just playing games, then she's gonna be attracted to it.
Okay.
But it just depends. Like once again, what kind of woman are you going for? Are you going for something serious, or are you going for a girl who's just playing games? So if you want a girl who's just playing games, follow Mario's advice.
Listen, even the girls that don't, want anything serious and don't want to play these games, they'll look at a guy like that and they want to know what's up.
Yeah.
And then they find out.
And then they find out, and they come to find out this guy's like, oh, he's actually not even entertaining all these girls. They're just entertaining him.
The more you fuck around,
The more you find
the
out.
more you find out. All right. So we talked about the ladies for a second, okay? So this word has been thrown around a lot. Simp, okay? What is your definition of a simp?
I like simps, but my definition of a simp would be somebody who takes care of his girl, listens to his girl. It's all about his girl. That's my definition of a simp. I would want a guy like that.
I feel like simp, being a simp for your girl. Yeah, that's to a certain extent. You can't be bending over backwards for your girl just because she's your girl. There's got to be a balance, But I feel like what Ray's talking about here is like guys that are just giving out free attention and validation and experiences, money maybe even to girls that aren't even their girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that.
It's tricking. That's basically
Yeah.
tricking.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Tricking.
If it's your girl, it's a good thing to be a simp. Be a simp if it's with your girl. If it's not with your girl, don't do it.
But you know what's even better? When you're simping for your girl and it's reciprocated. Because if you got a girl that's just me, take.
No, I agree. It has to be 50-50 for sure.
But some people even define that, even if you're doing it for your girl, people define like, oh, you being a simp, that's my girl.
That's my girl.
Like me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna open car doors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay tabs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure your valet taken care of. I'm like, oh,
Facts.
you ate today? I'm gonna make sure you ate today.
Facts.
You got
Yeah.
your oil changed lately? I'm gonna make sure your oil changed. Like, I feel like that's about being a man and being a gentleman in a relationship. And if that's a fucking simp, god damn it, I'm the biggest fucking simp there is out there. Salute.
Yo, no, I agree with that. Yeah, if it's your girl, you got to do that for your girl. If not, somebody else is gonna come around and do that.
Yeah. So like,
For sure.
like I'm saying, a perfect example. Like I don't know if you ever watched this TV show back in the day, Family Matters. And I watched it, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, Steve Urkel is a fucking simp, bro.
Yeah.
He was buying her all these teddy bears, cleaning her crib, doing whatever Laura commanded at the drop of a dime, and she didn't want the dude. She used him, stepped all over him. I'm like,
That's sad.
damn. he was a simp, bro.
That's usually how it goes. That's what I'm saying. Hey, you got to be the bad boy, you know. And if you can find a balance between being a bad boy and a good boy, you can't lose. I mean, unless you're just dealing with the shitty girl, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose all the time. It don't matter. It don't matter if you find that balance.
Facts. All right, so this is about to be. I'm probably gonna get canceled after this question.
Ooh.
So people probably come after me. All right. So as a woman, what are your thoughts on BBLs? Because I'm seeing women out there going to get BBLs.
You can't even say it. You're so nervous. You're like, damn.
I'm seeing people going to get BBLs, you know, and they doing it just to go work at restaurants and certain things. Like, what is your thought as a woman with this whole BBL movement that has been going around?
Whatever makes them happy. You know, it's their body. I don't really judge. If getting a BBL is going to make you more confident, then get a BBL. But make sure you're doing it for yourself because they're actually going out of style now, I heard.
Thank you, Jesus.
Is that what's going on?
Because some of the stuff be like outrageous.
That's what I heard.
Like some of the stuff is outrageous. Like it's just like, yo,
What's going on?
what are
like,
you doing here?
Kim, the Kardashians like took them out or something.
So let's do the take out the BBL challenge.
Man.
Start it
I
now.
mean, they got money, you know, so they can afford to do that. It's just they became so common. BBLs became so common, and the Kardashians, you know, they want to do shit that's not common. So now they're like, we're taking it out.
Why do you think that is? It became so common.
Because
black dudes
that's
like fat
that's a
asses?
standard of beauty, and that's what guys like. Guys like big asses, big tits, small waist. So, yeah, that's why.
Man, I don't know. I feel like everybody's got different tastes. I don't judge. You know, if you want to do BBL, go ahead and do that. But man, there's some girls out here that don't got that, and they look look beautiful.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Like I like, honestly, as a man, like you don't have to do all that extra shit. Especially if you're a cool person.
It's the vibe,
and your
man.
vibe, your
Yeah.
personality. I think you
Ooh.
don't have to do all that.
Man,
Like
that's a good
you
point.
Gucci,
Yeah.
like and you Gucci.
Listen, let me tell you something. I was talking to this girl, right? Gorgeous, beautiful girl. No BBL, no. She looked good, right? For me, what did it was the vibes. And, you know, she would constantly talk about all these girls. There's the BBLs. I'm like, I don't care about that. I care about the vibes. All the girls that got the BBLs and this and that, they got no personality, man. The vibes just suck. So it's not always all about looks. I mean, yeah, you got to be attractive, but the vibes is what does it for me. The looks get you in through the door, but the vibes is what keeps you inside.
Yeah.
What they say is an old saying, you know, beauty is more than skin deep. Because, you know, beauty fades away. You don't get old, you don't get wrinkly, them titties gonna sag. At some point in life, that ass gonna be fucking dragging and shit. But like, I'm still gonna want to be around you if you a good person, because
Yeah.
that's just not gonna matter, you know.
Facts.
But
Facts.
some women get lost in that, and they look for that validation and acceptance through their looks. Well, shorty, you ain't gotta do that. If you a good person,
Yeah.
you Gucci in my book, baby. You know.
Well, it's more like what the media pushes, and like being in the entertainment industry, you kind of see it a lot. You see a lot of girls with BBLs, their boobs done. So it's a standard of beauty, but I feel like it's going away, and natural bodies are coming back.
Okay. So real quick, you know, like say you do the modeling, you do the media, you do the music videos. What advice would you throw out there to someone that wants to get into that business, wants to be a model, wants to interview celebrities, be in music videos? What steps would you tell someone to take?
I get a lot of messages about this, and it's honestly, you just have to put the work in. You can't expect any handouts because you're not going to get any handouts. It's a tough industry to get in, the modeling industry, especially now, because there's a lot of very beautiful girls. So don't compete with anybody. If anything, compete with yourself, and make sure that everything you do, you keep going up and up and up. Also, if you're just getting started out, you need a portfolio. There's no way around it. You're not just gonna. I had a girl message me talking about, I need all your contacts. Put me on. No, don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna give you my contacts that I worked so hard for to get, that I had to network with so many people. I'm not just gonna give them to you. Like, there's no handouts. You literally have to do the work. Be serious about what you're doing, because if you're not, people are gonna notice and they're not gonna take you serious. Stand your ground and stick to what you believe in. If you say you're going to do these type of videos, you know, you can always rebrand yourself, but also be aware that everything that you do in the future, it'll come back. So people will remember, oh, she did this type of video. For example, me and my videos, I don't twerk. I'm more into like I like acting, I'll dance, but it's, you know, so I've kind of always stuck to that, and done videos that don't really have that. Mm-hmm. So now, you know, I get people, when people reach out to me, they know exactly what they're going to get. They know exactly what type of things I'm going to do and what I'm not willing to do. So stick to that.
Ooh, I like that.
Respect yourself. And just, like I said, just know you're not going to get any handouts. Like, you literally have to put the work in. A pretty face will get you in, but how you handle yourself and respect yourself, that's what's going to keep you there, and that's what's going to keep people working with you. Be humble. Don't be a diva, because you never know who's in that room with you, and you might think you're popping. There's somebody else there that's more popping than you. And, you know, one little thing that could get said wrong, you know, people talk. So be very, very humble and careful who you talk to, and make sure that you don't close any doors on yourself.
Facts. Mm-hmm. Facts. So, in closing, I like to always ask this question to people, you know, when we wrap up. What do you want people to take away from this interview we did with you today?
Like I just said, be humble. If you are trying to get into the entertainment industry or modeling industry, you got to work very hard. Work hard. Obviously, ask people for advice. If you want somebody to mentor you, get somebody to mentor you. Ask questions, and don't be afraid to take risks.
Facts. Again, shout out all your social medias where people can find you real quick.
Okay, so I'm on Instagram at Linda Heidy DTX. I don't really get on TikTok too much, but I'm trying to get more on it. It's at Linda Heidy DTX 8.
Facts. Yo, shout out to the homie Mario.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for riding shotgun with me today. I really appreciate that. I feel like you were more of an instigator today. I'm joking. But you know, go follow my man Mario.
I only came to instigate.
That's what I do.
Shout out to my man Mario, man. You know, go follow all of his stuff he's got going on. Hell, go watch his video. He's got on our Instagram page.
Yes, sir.
Toxic Sensation?
Something like that.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't, you know, seen his interview on Ray's podcast, make sure, you know, you stop what you're doing after this interview wraps up. You know, go watch that with Mario. Also, real quick, make sure you, you know, watch this Legally Correct. We about to do with Linda. We about to see. She know her, you know, her hip hop and R&B.
Let's see.
Well, we're gonna see what she got. So tune into that. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors, Lyrically Correct. Also, shout out to Extreme Travel. If you're looking for your next vacation, hit up Extreme Travel and Celebrate with the podcast sent you. All right. So I always like to wrap it up with some positive words. So everyone, get your swag on. You know, get your Birdman hands on. Tell yourself, hey, I will boss up physically. I will boss up mentally. I will boss up spiritually. And I will boss up financially. Oof. Invest in yourself. It's your boy Ray.
Love it.
With Mario.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for
Appreciate y'all so much, and we out.
Hey, get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, ho, let's get right. Getting paid, I'm getting